Hello guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have a very exciting video for you guys, and that is a video I do every single year, and that is a how to make 2024 the best year yet. And I like to do this video because it's more about reflection to me. I think that the way to having the best year is reflecting on your last year and seeing what went good, what went wrong, what could be better, and going from there, if that makes sense. So with all that being said, let's do a little bit of that in this video. I do want to give Fernanda Ramirez credit for this video because I saw her post it a few years ago, and ever since she posted that video, I started implementing it in 2021, and every single time I've done this, it has really made my year 100% better. So credit to her. I will have her channel linked down below because she's such an inspiration and I love her. But with that being said, let's get into this video. First things first, like I said, I want to talk about reflection. And for me, the best way to do this is to split up my categories. Last year, I think I split it up by sections. So I did personal goals, I did health, I did school, work, friends, and family. And I'm going to reflect on a bunch of those right now. First thing I want to talk about is work. Last year when I posted this video, which would have been around November or December of 2022, I was still working my Big 4 corporate job, and when I tell you guys, that was a very difficult time for me. I am not joking. I had so much trouble getting adjusted to that job, and I am very thankful for it. I made a whole video on why I quit that job. If you guys want more information, I'll link it down below because I'm not really going to get into that in this video. But the purpose of me telling you that is I was having a very difficult time, and I really couldn't come to terms with the fact that I couldn't get adjusted to this type of lifestyle. And then eventually, which I'm very proud of myself for, I realized that that's okay. Some jobs just aren't for you, and I honestly was having a very hard time coming to terms with the fact that I really couldn't do something. And I'm just someone who is always hard on myself, so I feel like I need to push myself in order to show myself that I can do it, because I am a person who really does believe that you can do anything you set your mind to. But once I actually listened to what my body was telling me and understood that it's not that I can't do it, but it's that it wasn't making me happy, I realized that it's okay. And there are certain jobs that aren't going to be for you, and that job just wasn't for me. The job taught me a lot. I'm thankful for what it did teach me, and I'm thankful for the job I have now. And in reality, I wouldn't have the job I have now, which I love, if I didn't go through that time. And I'm a person who does believe that everything happens for a reason, whether it's with school or work or whatever it may be. And I feel like I had to go through that in order to get me to where I am now. And now I feel a lot more knowledgeable, I feel a lot more balanced, and that is something that went really well in 2023 for me. I was able to actually understand that that's okay and become proud of myself for doing what I did, and now be proud of myself for where I am today. So for work, I would say 100% good success, and I'm very proud of myself. Now moving on to family. In my video from last year, I was talking about how family was a little hard for me because we had recently lost my grandpa around a year ago from when I posted that video, and it's still really hard for me, but I did learn that he's with me in different ways and I am coping with it a lot better, so I'm proud of myself for that. And I think that sometimes grief comes in different ways, and it's okay that it took me a while to get to where I am now. Don't get me wrong, I still miss him dearly. I just know that he's with me in different ways, and I'm proud of myself for that growth. Next, I want to talk about friends. Friends I am very happy with. I have some of the best people in my life, and I love them all dearly, and I said this in my video last year too. I have the same friends. I met some new people that I absolutely love and adore, and I have a lot of my old friends too, and I love them all. I'm so happy to have good people in my life. So if you're any of my friends watching this video, I love you. Also, I love all of you watching this video too. Seriously, thank you so much. And that brings me to my next little thing, which is YouTube. YouTube is something that is my happy place. I love posting and filming videos, and I was very hard on myself last year about this because it was very hard for me to do it consistently and make good quality content in my mind when I was working the job that I was working in the Big 4. And I still was able to do it, but I wasn't as proud of my content, and I feel like I really did mature in that way. I'm able to spend more time editing and doing content for you guys. So I hope you're enjoying. I hope you can see a little bit of an improvement, and if you have any tips, definitely let me know, because I like constructive criticism. Just don't be mean. I don't like when people are mean. And that's something I want to say. Constructive criticism is helpful. Being mean is not. Just gonna leave it at that. Next thing I want to talk about is health. In 2022, I ended December at around 200 pounds, and I'm going to talk about weight loss for a second. So if you don't want to hear that, just maybe skip a little bit in the video. And also I want to say right now, I'm not certified in what I'm talking about. This is just my story and what worked for me. But with that being said, I was 200 pounds. I was not happy. I was not healthy. And it wasn't because I wasn't happy necessarily with my appearance. It was more because I knew I wasn't healthy. I want to say right now, you're beautiful just the way you are, and you can really do whatever you set your mind to. This is just something that I needed to do for my health. And I said in that video that I want to go to the gym more because my job wasn't allowing me to get to the gym because of the hours I was working. And when I say that, I mean that. I was working from like 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. or even 12 a.m., 1 a.m. sometimes during busy season. And it was so hard to be able to get to the gym because then when I would wake up, I would have to go to work right away. And there was just like no time, and it just wasn't the job for me, as I mentioned. And I'm not blaming it just on that because it's not just that, but that was a big factor onto why certain things happened. I also do have PCOS, so it was very hard for me, especially with the stress. In my video, I said that I really wanted to lose weight and to get back to a healthy point inside my body because I wasn't feeling my best and I knew where I needed to be to feel my best. And I lost 65 plus pounds in around 3 months. Again, I want to mention I have PCOS. A lot of it was water weight, and there's a lot of factors that go into that. I was very proud of myself, and I am really happy with where I am now. So that is another thing that went really good. Now I'm going to talk about some things that didn't go as well for me and that I want to improve in 2024. This is something I don't really talk about a lot on the internet because I don't want it to be taken the wrong way. But the number one thing that I think I'm going to talk about things that didn't go well in 2023 was I'm someone who is a very anxious person, and sometimes I'm very good at hiding it, and other times you can tell despite how hard I may try to hide it. I overthink way too much, and if I think something bad is going to happen, I will literally be convinced that it's going to happen until one day I just wake up and realize that it's not going to happen. I try my best to always remember that it's a mindset. And what I say to you guys and how I talk about it is 100% true. I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea when I'm explaining this. I'm saying like, I'll see something on the news and then I'll think like, oh my gosh, what if that happens? And then I get in my head about it and I just get into this really negative mindset. And I'm not saying this about anything other than my overthinking. It's just a very hard state for me to get out of, and I do get really anxious about a lot of things. And the best way I think that I can try and avoid it, and what I have been doing for years, which has been helping a little bit, is changing that mindset. I talk about in a lot of my videos how mindset is key, what you believe you attract, and every single time I have a negative thought, recently I've really been trying to tell myself, stop. There's no reason for you to think like that, and there's no reason why you should be freaking yourself out that badly to the point where you're literally crying on the floor. So I'm trying to allow myself to replace those thoughts, like I tell you guys in all my other videos, with positive thoughts. And when I do that, I do feel a lot better. And I kind of also try to distract my mind when those things happen. And also sometimes if I'm scared about something, I'll do what I'm scared about. So for example, if I'm scared about going on a drive at night, I will push myself to go on that drive to prove to myself that everything is okay. And that's just something that teaches me to relax and to stay in a positive mindset. So that's the number one thing I would say in 2023 that I noticed that I really need to get better at, because I am not good at that. And although I know the facts, I know what I need to do, it's kind of hard to implement it. And I just wanted to be real with you guys and tell you guys that, because when I hear stories of people explaining that, it is very relatable for me and it does make me feel not alone. So I want you guys to know, if you go through that or something similar through that, you're not alone, and I am here for you. I want to talk about goals for 2024. In 2024, I really want to be able to go to the gym 6 times a week. Right now, I range between 4 to 6 times a week, depending on my busy time in work and just like what I'm doing in daily life. I want to say that goals is a really good thing. And it's actually proven that if you write down your goals, they're more likely to become true. What I've noticed is the more I write down my goals, the more they actually start becoming a part of my daily routine. And that is what actually allows them to come true for me, at least. I like doing goals every single year because I really have seen a difference from when I started to actually write down my goals, and I'm very appreciative of that. So going back to what I was saying, I went to the gym a lot this year. I go to Orange Theory, but something I want to implement in 2024, which I guess would be a physical health goal, would be to tone up and go to more than just one gym. And what I mean by this is I want to go to Orange Theory still because it's more cardio based, but I also want to be able to start lifting, but maybe with a personal trainer or something, so I'm doing doing it the right way so I can be able to tone up. So I would say that is my #1 physical goal for 2024. The next goal I have is about YouTube. So for YouTube, I would love to be able to hit 100K by the end of 2024. I really do think it's possible. I think I just need to be 100% steady, consistent, and although I am pretty consistent, there's times where I will just stop posting because of my job, and that was more because of my Big 4 corporate job, because during busy season it was really hard to stay consistent, and now that that really isn't a problem anymore, I've been trying to stay 100% consistent and up my editing. So if you guys have any videos you want to see or have any advice for me, let me know. Like I said, constructive criticism is always helpful, but just please don't be mean to the point where it's not criticism anymore, because then it's just mean. And I'll leave it at that again. Don't really want to say anything, but I'm sure you guys can understand what I'm saying. And I know that I'm not the only person that goes through that. So I just want to remind everyone that kindness is key. But I would love to be able to hit 100K. I also want to take the time to say thank you to all of you guys right now. I wouldn't be where I am today, living in my own apartment, doing anything that I do, if it wasn't for you guys. So I really want to take the time and say thank you so much. I do have a giveaway coming soon because I'm so grateful for you guys, and I truthfully love you all. I think about how grateful I am literally every day, and when I say it, please know that I really do mean it. I love you guys dearly, and I'm so thankful for you, and I do recognize that none of this would be possible without you, and I'm forever thankful. And I don't know, whenever I think about it, I just get really happy. But with that being said, I would love to be able to continue to do what I do and continue to get better with my content and stuff like that. So I definitely want to be able to hit 100K, if not by the end of 2024, by the end of 2025, but I want to make it a goal for the end of December 2024 that I'll be at 100K or over it. Let's manifest it. Manifest it, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But I think that if I edit and stay consistent, that definitely could be possible. Another thing I want to talk about is my job. So with my corporate job, I'm a financial analyst. For those of you who don't know, that's really all I'm going to say, because I don't want to disclose where I work or anything like that, just for obvious reasons. But I am very happy with where I am right now in my job. I do want to continue to improve, and I also want to be able to move up. So I want to do things that will allow me to move up within my company. But I also want to just learn more of a work-life balance. I think that I moved up the scale work-life balance-wise 75% from last year, but I think there is still more things I can implement to make myself happier. So I definitely want to work on that as well. I do have some finance goals as well, but I'm not really going to talk about that unless you guys want me to. So if you do, I can make a whole other video dedicated to that, because when I tell you I have a whole like spreadsheet and budget sheet like listed out, if you want to see that, I definitely can share some of it, but I don't know if that's like what you guys would want to see. So definitely let me know. But I do obviously want to increase my salary and stuff like that. I'll just leave it at that for this video. And the last thing I want to talk about goal-wise is personal goals. So things I want to see myself improve on. The #1 thing I would say is my overthinking, like I was talking about. I want to be able to get to a place where, yeah, it might still happen, but I am more knowledgeable on how to fix it and how to actually act on it when it does happen. There's obviously more personal goals that I have written down, but they're really personal, so I'm not going to share those quite yet, but maybe one day in the future I will. The next thing I want to talk about is gratitude. Gratitude is something that I feel like has helped me so many times, and when I tell you guys that mindset is key, it really is about mindset, and that is something that took me a very long time to understand and to come to terms with. But when I did realize that mindset was key, everything started to change. And when I realized that mindset was key, I also realized that I should be saying gratitude things also, because recognizing that you're thankful for something is very, very important. So every single day I'll wake up, and before I go to bed, I say 3 things that I'm grateful for. If I'm being 100% honest with you guys, journaling is one of my favorite things to do ever. I honestly haven't done it as much as I would have liked to this year, but I still have implemented it, and I want to implement it more into my daily routine again. But I write down my gratitude 3 things in the morning, 3 things before I go to bed, and it could be little things. It could be like, I'm grateful that I was able to work out today. And then it could be big things. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my apartment. I'm grateful for what I did today. Literally anything. I just say I'm grateful for little things and I'm grateful for big things, because it really does allow me to realize the little things that are happening around me. And I also do want to be able to recognize those things and realize that everything really isn't that bad, and it really does help mindset. And I think it's just good to recognize the things that we are grateful for. Another thing is manifestation. Manifestation and affirmations is the key, in my opinion, to having the most successful year. If you're not someone who believes in manifestation, that is 100% okay. You don't have to watch this part of the video. I know that some people do believe in it, some people don't. But for me personally, ever since I started manifesting, I have seen a huge difference, and I am very grateful and I'm very happy that I did start manifesting. I actually learned about manifesting from my grandma, who showed me this movie called The Secret, and I watched that with her a while back, and it was honestly so inspiring. I definitely recommend it, and it honestly got me from point A to point B in my life, I would say. I really like it, and I would definitely recommend manifesting. If you don't know what manifesting is, basically it is a thing that you can do in multiple different ways. You can say it, you can write it, you can envision it. It's really whatever you want. You can make a vision board. It could be literally anything, but manifesting is basically, in very simple terms, believing something is already yours before you have it, and you're acting like you have it. So let's say I want a new car, and I want this car to be a white Tesla with a red interior, for example. And right now, I can't get that car. Every single day, what I would do is I would envision myself getting that car. I would envision what it feels like. I would have no doubt about it, because that is the key. If you doubt yourself, it will take longer to come. You have to be in a state where you are meeting the vibration of what you want, meaning you have to be in a positive state with no doubts that that thing is already yours. So what I would do is I would envision it, I would journal it, I would notice how I feel. I feel happy, I feel content, I feel successful, I feel proud, and really allow yourself to feel it, because when you feel it, that's when it actually starts to come true. And the thing is, you can't think about it nonstop. If you're thinking about wanting it, then you're not manifesting correctly, in my opinion, because if you already had it, you wouldn't be thinking about wanting it, if that makes sense. Another thing is affirmations. Affirmations are one of my favorite things to implement into daily routines, and this is because of how they change my mindset. Basically what I do is I'll say positive things to myself in the mirror every single day. It helps so much, and now I really love it. Affirmations is saying positive things to yourself as if they are already yours. Basically what I would do is I would say, I am pretty, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am confident in my own skin. Literally whatever it is that you are currently not believing, I would change that mindset to become positive, like I was talking about before, and it really does change the game. And the last thing I want to talk about is resolutions, which basically go hand in hand with goals. But recognizing what went wrong in your previous year and maybe what you didn't do the best is something that can actually help you. I say all the time that failure is okay as long as you do not give up. Not getting to a certain point is okay as long as you don't give up on your goal. Failure can set you back, yes, but giving up will make you have to start all over again. Failure actually strengthens you and brings you closer to success because it's a learning lesson. So if you do fail at something, and trust me, I think it's fair to say that everyone has once in their life. I have for sure many times. I still do every single day. But the number one key is to not give up. And when we recognize those things that maybe didn't go great in 2023, or maybe we didn't do the best in 2023, and we make a resolution to do better in 2024, and we write those things out, when you look back at them by the end of the year in 2024, as long as you're implementing them daily and doing things to get those resolutions to become true, trust me, the game will change. So when I'm asked the question, how do I make 2024 the best year yet? Change your mindset. Write things down, stick to it, implement it in your daily routine, and change the way you think. 99% of the things that happen come from the way you think and how you react to the way you're thinking. So change your mindset. And don't get me wrong, this is hard, but that's why I'm posting this video now, because it still gives you around 25 days from when this video is posted to start changing your mindset and implementing everything into your daily routine. With all that being said, if you stayed up into this video, comment 3 goals down below that you want to see yourself succeed in 2024, and maybe we could all help each other out in the comments. With that being said, thank you guys again for watching. I know you can do it, and again, thank you all so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love you so much, and don't forget that you're beautiful just the way you are. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you really soon in my next video.